Hello, and welcome to the TBI podcast, Those Bored Individuals. Alright guys, sorry about all that, but we got Rowan back after all that chaos in the last podcast.
Jeez, Rowan, we almost lost you to the ether there.
The disconnection dimension was so cold.
Oh god,
no.
I don't want to know.
It was awful. Awful!
Well,
Emerald, I told you to bring the good rope.
What?
I'm sorry. What?
anyway, what up my crush? It's me, Fresh, and welcome to a brand new episode of the TBI podcast.
I live!
It's August,
Survive.
and as far as I can tell, summer has been atrocious.
It can't seem to make
Really?
up its mind whether it wants to be actually summer or, like, the splashiest rain of your life.
Yeah. But still, there were some glimmers of sunshine throughout all that, and kids, you better get that homework done because tomorrow it's back to school.
Ha ha!
Oh, I didn't realize that was happening.
Yeah, I know for a fact because my nephew Charlie's gonna be starting up again tomorrow, so yeah.
I remember those days.
And now I didn't have to go back to studying for a while.
Yeah. Thank God those days are over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, in that time, a lot has come up, and wow, where to begin? Well,
God knows.
Disney is having a major fun time because they just announced all their newest Disney movies and properties coming out in the next year or so. You've all seen that?
Yes.
A fair few, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mostly sequels, mostly remakes and such. One of the latest remakes, unfortunately, happens to be Lilo and Stitch.
Uh-huh.
Live action. Lilo and Stitch.
Now, having a gander at his first look, Stitch actually looks pretty good in live action,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It looks
They've
good.
they've done with Stitch what they've done with Sonic and Pikachu. He looks right, or rather close to right. But then I was thinking, what are they gonna do with the other characters?
Oh,
How
yeah.
are Jumper and Bleakley gonna look in live action?
Oh
Like,
no, this is gonna be.
yeah.
Either they're
Uh,
gonna either they're gonna be human versions of themselves, or they're actually gonna go full out with complete CG models, and I'm
Yeah.
horrified to know what they're gonna look like.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to go with CG, right? You can't
Yeah.
have Brian Blessed as Jumper in a lab coat. Like, they need to be like.
Uh,
No.
Okay.
Not to mention the Snow White live action movie is a thing now.
Oh yeah.
See, all I saw was a poster for that, and I'm there like, indifferent. We had Cinderella. We
Yeah.
had the princess film.
I didn't realize that was going on, but okay.
You know
They
it's
didn't.
it's kind of funny. Considering the actors who are playing the dwarfs, outside of their CGI rendering, they're taller and lighter skinned than Snow White.
Oh, wow.
Oh Lord.
All I saw was the poster. What were you gonna say about it, Raoul?
The dwarves look awful, in my opinion.
Dear.
Like they could have gotten actual dwarf actors, but no, they just decided, yeah, let's just CGI a bunch of short people.
Yeah, that's one of the topics of controversy that this remake is bringing up.
One of the few instances where dwarf actors could have actually had a shot and they didn't do it.
I mean, the Snow White films, like, I mean, I'm open to interpretations and stuff, but like, I swear Snow White films are becoming a dime a dozen at the moment. There's
Mm.
Snow White and the Huntsman, there's Mirror Mirror, there's Enchanted, because you can kind of count that as a Snow White film in some
Yeah.
regard.
Yeah, debatable.
And then it's like, how many are piling up? Snow
Yeah.
White.
And
Give the IP a rest.
and considering the evil queen in this movie is played by Gal Gadot, who you might remember as live-action Wonder Woman, really? You want to look
Oh.
like her? You're already gorgeous, evil queen Gal Gadot.
Okay.
There's no
Uh-huh.
need.
There's no need at all.
Uh-huh.
So, like we brought up last time, hopefully this is one of the last live-action remakes that Disney is producing. Like, Disney, remake Tarzan. I dare you. Wait for everyone to have their say on that.
I actually thought about that last night, and funnily enough, Brian Blessed again, because he was Clayton in that.
He also does Tarzan's yell in it. because Tarzan's voice actor couldn't do the classic Tarzan yell, so they brought in Brian Blessed to actually do that,
I didn't know that.
So
You learn something new every day. But that's also, we can't leave it there, because there is also Mufasa.
oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a film we brought up briefly before, but yeah, the origin story to Mufasa, and ooh, what do you know? Scar wasn't born with the name Scar. His name's Taka.
Aw.
That's always been the case.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
didn't
that
know that. I just always know him as Scar. Like I didn't. I just thought he's got terrible parents.
Yeah. Nah, funnily enough, there are some behind the scenes things where, as a child, he was called Taka, so they've got that right.
Mm-hmm.
And the live action film shows that they can emote. They're showing smiley faces and all that stuff. Like,
Oh, so
my
they
God,
can.
there's actually-
They can
Yeah,
make
exactly.
these things look actually kind of interesting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but as I've said before, I was looking forward to the idea of it, but as soon as I saw the first trailer, I became as indifferent to it as I am about a Snow White live action film. I'm not that fussed with it, sadly.
Yeah, I don't really bother with live action movies anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're changing the story with the background of Scar as well.
Mm.
I don't know.
Well, it would be better than the Lion Guard. I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be better than that, but I don't know if they're changing his origins from the original. But I heard that's what's going on, and it's like all confusing me.
Let me give you the brief backstory for Scar in the old behind the scenes thing.
Uh-huh.
Brother's playing. Wildebeest hits Scar in the face. He gets the scar. He gets jealous of Mufasa. Meets the hyenas. They start being bad behind the scenes. That's it. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
And he was called Taka.
Of course. Well, alongside the films we just talked about, there's also quite a number of sequels that have been announced. Some that haven't got much details about yet. We've got Frozen 3, Incredibles 3,
Oh.
James Cameron's Avatar 3.
What?
Oh.
Okay.
Incredibles again.
It kind of makes sense, actually, because second one ended on a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah. And one sequel that was... Well, there's actually quite a number of sequels, as mentioned before. One sequel which a lot of us are both interested but also slightly concerned about, Toy Story 5.
Oh yeah.
They showed one picture showing us what this film's going to be like. It's just Bonnie on a tablet under the covers of her bed while the toys look on longingly and disappointed.
It doesn't make any sense because Woody's there.
Well, you know, he
Yeah.
could just be like coming back to help his friends out. Like, Woody, you've got to help us. Bonnie's not paying attention to us. Look at this.
Was there a secret scene where they were like, "Oh, by the way, Woody, here's the address for where we're moving. So if you ever want to come back, then like."
That
Because that really takes away from the impact of the end of the fourth film that they had.
You can say that about quite a few of those movies at that point.
Now, that picture is just depressing. The fact that... Now, I get the idea. I get the idea that we shouldn't be relying on technology to raise our kids. But that is just a sad reality to bring to the Toy Story universe. Like, no, why are you bringing tablets into this? You know, I get that kids are on tablets nowadays, but Jesus, why?
To be fair, I understand your concern, but when I saw that image, that's not the thought process I had. I thought it was just Bonnie's sad about something, so she's on her tablet, and they're upset because they're wondering why she's upset. Like that's how I looked at the picture. Not, oh, you're looking at the tablet more than us. I never really thought of that.
Yeah.
But
It's funny because I actually saw, like, back when Toy Story 3 was the last one, I saw, like, a fan art version of that, except it was as a funny comic. Like, first panel was the touching, Woody's been my pal for as long as I can remember, so take good care of him. Next panel, it's just Bonnie on a tablet while the toys are just staring like, really? Come on.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I'm surprised it took 2 movies to get to that point.
yeah. No, I understand the concept. I get the idea. I'm still somewhat interested to see how they handle this story. And yes, I agree. Raising kids on technology is the worst mistake any human could make in the last 20 years or so. So, all right, Pixar, you've handled the Toy Story. Yeah, you've handled the Toy Story movies all right so far. So, all right, let's see what you got.
Well, I'm hoping it's the curse of you do a trilogy, and then if you start a second trilogy, first isn't very good, but the fourth film isn't very good, but the fifth film becomes better for it. Which wasn't the case for Star Wars, but anyway, usually it goes like that. Pirates of the Caribbean, fourth not so good, fifth was good.
Yeah.
So,
For me, Toy Story ended with the third film.
Fair enough. Well, one other sequel that we can all agree we're all very excited about, Zootopia 2. Wow. Well, what do you know? Zootopia is actually introducing more than just land mammals. They're actually introducing semi-aquatic animals like seals and walruses, along with reptiles and such. So
I wonder what plotline this movie will take on.
now, considering the symbolism of the first film, I wouldn't be surprised if, and this is just a theory, what if the reptiles and such are sort of second-class citizens, like that's how they're treated or whatever? Just a guess, but...
I can see it now. The snake character. Everyone assumes they're the bad guy, and they sometimes do shady things that make them look like the bad guy. But turns out he's just your friendly neighborhood snake man.
Yeah.
He volunteers at the soup kitchen, he donates toys, and he and he loves kids, and he's just a gosh darn nice fella.
I can already tell he's going to be a favorite of yours, Dudley, Gary the Snake.
Yeah, that's why I was copying that out.
Yeah, Gary the Snake, I agree with Rowan. When I saw Zootopia 1, I thought it was clever, and I liked what they did with the villain, but I did always kind of fantasize, okay, I hope they make a sequel where, like, I don't know, a snake's a villain, and classic Disney trope, the snake can use hypnosis, and he, like, manipulates the town, and this, but it looks like, I'm looking at that trailer thinking, they're showing the snake, that beaver they talk to, for some reason, instant villain vibes from him.
Hmm.
Like, what
Yeah.
if he's like the
Yeah,
actual villain?
He's got the Disney twist villain vibe.
Ew.
Yeah, like he's like, yeah, I'll show you around, but he's kind of got this weird like, are they being clever here? Are they showing something? It could be just complete speculation. But if he was, I'll be watching him in the film. Like, I wonder if he's the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope.
He's gonna
I really-
analyze every character.
Mhm. I hope that if there is a snake character, he's not even like super important to the story. He's just like kindly Joe from next door. Who's
I'll be sad if he's there for 5 minutes and then he never comes back.
I mean, like he's there throughout the movie, but he's not like involved in any like conspiracies or controversies. He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
I don't
Was
think
it that? I haven't seen. What's that film where there's like a wolf, a piranha, a tarantula?
The bad guys?
Yeah,
Oh,
bad
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I haven't watched it, but I know that the snake kind of does a triple cross in
Yeah.
it, and the
Yeah, he
snake's
does.
still the sneakiest, but
Yeah.
he's a good guy. This
Yeah.
Gary looks cute. He looks a bit like Blue from Rio, sort of cute, like the way the picture is. Like,
I think you would like that snake character.
Well, it's not just Disney and Pixar that are offering us some exciting news. Marvel has given us one heck of an amazing reveal.
Yeah.
Now, Robert Downey Jr., who you'll remember obviously for playing Iron Man, is coming back to play Doctor Doom.
Oh,
Yeah.
We all know the saying, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. Robert Downey Jr. has officially done both.
Minimash. Yeah. Even though people say it's not necessarily the same character, but you know.
I have a theory about something really cool that if they don't do it, they're gonna miss the opportunity. Okay.
mhm.
Dear old Spider-Man, he was so sad when Tony Stark died.
Oh no.
Oh,
But then he meets Doctor Doom from an alternate universe. He's fighting him. It's like, oh, and then Doctor Doom takes the mask off. That would be,
dun dun dun.
And
yeah, he will be hit hard.
Yeah.
and especially when Spider-Man would go like every time I see his face.
No.
Every time I get
A lot of people have their thoughts on Doctor Doom. Some are excited, some are a bit hesitant because, we're going to draw comparisons to Tony Stark and such, but I think it could work because if Robert Downey Jr. throws in a bit of, Sherlock Holmes into the Doctor Doom character, like put on a bit more of an accent, then I think he could do really well as Doom.
yeah. If Spider-Man isn't involved in this, I'll be mad.
What if this Doctor Doom is also from his universe, both Iron Man and Doctor Doom? Like, what if he is who Tony Stark would have become if he tried to protect the world a bit more and gone to the extremes, like forgetting the Ultron thing?
Well,
Like,
I mean,
maybe
that
he's
has happened in the comics
universe as well.
before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Iron Man does eventually get corrupted and eventually does take up the mantle of Doctor Doom and such.
Oh, because that stage reveal, he says, new mask, same task. It's
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
It's gonna be quite interesting.
Mhm.
So yeah, Disney has offered us quite a lot, and we're both excited and scared for what they've got in store. So let's hope and pray that most of these properties do end up as good as they promised.
I mean, isn't the original writers from like the early days of Marvel are coming back to do it?
Maybe. You're listening to the TBI podcast. Well, it's not just what's coming in the future from Disney that's got us excited. Because Pixar's latest gem is breaking all kinds of records, Inside Out 2.
Yes, which I have not yet seen.
Well, I can't believe it. Inside Out 2 has surpassed nearly every other animated movie in existence as one of the highest grossing animated movies of all time.
Really?
Yep, that's right.
Wow.
Better than Frozen, better than Lion King, better than the Super Mario movie. Yep,
Huh?
it's getting there.
How dare you say whatever that film is called is better than The Lion King?
You mean Inside
Oh,
Out 2?
wow.
Yes. That's how forgetful I am about it.
No, I can understand the Lion King because live action Lion King. But
I thought you were
it was
referring
better
to the
than Mario?
I thought you were referring to the animation Lion King.
Well, it's up there as well,
No.
but...
I was gonna say.
So, considering the fact that Michael's not seen the movie yet, I'll try and keep this as spoiler-free as possible, just in case anyone hasn't seen it yet.
Uh-huh.
I like how this is the movie you're being spoiler careful on. That's,
At least the movies we talked about previously weren't out yet.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, it's been a year within the Inside Out universe. Riley has officially turned 13, and ever since puberty has kicked in, her mind is becoming quite the crowded place now with the arrival of new emotions.
Uh-huh.
Yep, we've got anxiety, we've got envy, we've got ennui, aka boredom, and embarrassment.
Mhm.
And nostalgia, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, nostalgia's in this as well, but she won't be around until a lot later, so...
I'm pretty sure I saw a clip of that.
Personally, I like embarrassment out of the new guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, he seems nice.
So yeah, basically with the arrival of anxiety, she takes command of Riley's head to try and progress her through life in the best way possible, but it goes about as well as could be expected.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Anxiety.
So I've seen it, and as I've said before, the first Inside Out didn't really blow me away or anything like that. I thought it was okay, but I found it to be a bit bland in some places. The first one, which is compared to I'd rather watch I mean, Incredibles 1, I love way more than Inside Out 1.
Yeah.
I think as a Pixar film. So I guess that says a lot about me. Inside Out 2, I thought was a bit more engaging than the first one, but still nothing amazing. That's my thoughts.
right.
First.
Well, personal opinions aside.
Yeah.
Wow. Inside Out 2, it dives a lot deeper into Riley's and all humans' inner thoughts, more than just where our memories are stored, because we're introduced to more abstract things like how our secrets are personified in a prison of vaults and such, how our darkest secrets are literally locked away deep in our mind and such. And let me tell you, when we see those secrets, wow, that's when the visuals really go from 0 to 100. Alongside 3D animation, you've also got 2D, classic 2D animation, as well as classic 3DS style graphics.
Oh.
And it is a delight to see them in action.
I think I'd like Inside Out films a bit more if it was less about both films they have to get back to headquarters sort of thing. Whereas I think I would have liked for films more if the whole film they all stayed at headquarters and we see how the emotions bounced off of each other. Like I think that this film also went in for the they've got to try and get back thing, which it still explored more areas, which was good. But I don't know.
So yeah, anxiety is quite the emotion to introduce into Riley's mind, which only leaves me thinking, good lord, what other emotions could we see in the future? Like frantic, schizophrenia, PTSD, who knows?
Those are mental illnesses, not emotions, but I get the point you're trying to make.
Yeah.
Lust, jealousy. Well, I guess envy and jealousy.
Yeah. I think jealousy is the higher one. I think.
Well, I mean, that's envy for you because she's already in this.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. Envy and jealousy, they're kind of the same thing, but not. It's kind of weird. Like envy is a bit, or
envy is when
jealousy.
Envy is when you want something that someone else has. Jealousy is when you're worried someone is going to take what you have.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same thing, but on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Right.
Jealousy's like, I don't know, you don't like the fact that they have it. Like, there's a bit more of offensiveness in jealousy than envy. Yeah. Like,
kind of. It's like when you're jealous of someone, you're worried that they're going to take something of yours. Like if, say, your partner likes another person quite a bit and you're worried, is that person that they like going to take them from me kind of situation?
So if I'm there saying I'm jealous of Dan because he's friends of the voice actor of Mewtwo, it's not jealousy, it's actually envy.
Yes, I wish I had that, is sort of the deal with envy.
I have learned more about envy today, thank you.
Yes. And I've seen...
Happy to help.
I'm not sure if they say, I'm jealous of someone else if they had like more things than me and I want those things. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess that's envy.
Yeah.
Well.
I had that not when I was younger.
So there we go. That's our TED Talk for the day. I hope this has helped you guys.
Bing bong.
Well.
We can get very random.
So, Inside Out 2 has become a major success, and will things get any deeper from here if they ever do a third film? Well, only time will tell.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well,
Yippee.
one other movie that I saw recently, and it's free to watch on Netflix. It's called The Imaginaries. In my
haven't heard much on that.
Yeah. It's animated by Studio Ghibli's sister company, Studio Ponuk. And in my opinion, it's if done right.
So I've heard.
Yep. Basically, it's about this young girl and her very human imaginary friend named Roger. And let's just say this girl is caught in a car accident and Roger is on the brink of fading away. And so he sets off on a journey of self-discovery, trying to figure out what his purpose is and where he belongs, and it's animated so beautifully. Like, normally with anime or Studio Ghibli movies, a lot of the characters are just classic cel-shaded, like single colored cells and such, but with the Imaginaries, these characters are actually shaded, which adds a whole new level of color and dimension to these characters. Like, whoa, they just amped up their game.
Wow.
So I highly recommend you see this for yourself, because if you were disappointed with If, don't worry, The Imaginaries gets it right.
Okay.
Looks like I need to watch it then, because If was banned. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
It did the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Maybe I shouldn't.
But yeah,
Don't go to the cinema to see it.
No.
basically, as well as delightful abstract characters in this, they also dive into the more nightmarish characters and such, especially with the villain and their very creepy sidekick.
Oh my.
But you're just gonna have to see it for yourself.
Okay then.
You have me at villain.
Yeah, of course.
Well, and speaking of Netflix movies, one movie coming out later this year, the duo is coming back. Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
All we've seen is the teaser, and it's just Feathers McGraw handing over his stuff and looking very, very angry for a penguin.
I wonder how this goes.
Either way, I'm excited. It'll be great to
Yeah.
see Wallace and Gromit again.
Yeah. I wonder how the animation will be.
I hope this happens. Obviously, Gromit. There's a new character, Fluffles, who is in A Matter of Loaf and Death. I'm just saying, I hope she comes back because she was a cool character
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So, it's a
Yeah.
random point there. It's like,
From what I've heard in terms of rumors, supposedly this movie deals about Wallace's tampering with AI and such, and
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Gromit's
Ah.
trying to get him to stop. Like, you don't know what you're dealing with here. And
Oh,
somehow
that's too real.
Feathers is involved in some way and such.
I think you know what to do with the AI.
yeah, they're usually quite clever with how they deal with, shall we say, high-tech stuff in the Wallace and Gromit universe. But if they're dealing with AI, does this mean the wrong trousers come back as well? Because
Oh
they
god.
were AI.
Just an army of
way.
wrong
Oh,
trousers
yeah.
marching up on Wallace and Gromit's home. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Hysterical.
I think you that scared me when I first watched it. Seeing those
I
trousers.
mean, a close shave was scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, they were pretty scary films with the the ambience of them and stuff, the atmosphere. Like they were. Like
Yeah, Kirsty has said herself that she thought Feathers was a pretty creepy villain. Like, I mean, he's goofy because, you know, it's a penguin. You know, who would suspect a penguin as a villain? But just the fact that you rarely see the emotion on his face, so like, these are the eyes of a maniac.
Just those beady little eyes and him stood at the window looking out. Oh yeah, like you said when you saw people out in the rain from your bedroom window. Just use there, putting your hands together like. Just like
Oh no. Most powerful villain of them all.
Well, whatever Feathers is planning, I'm looking forward to see it.
Yeah. I hope this won't be the last one.
That's alright.
Well, I guess the only other thing I'll bring up is, Scooby-Doo's getting an anime.
Oh
Are you
yeah.
not talking about Wolverine and Deadpool?
We'll get to that.
No,
I thought you said the last thing to bring up. Sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, Scooby-Doo is getting his own anime series called Go Go Mystery Machine, where basically Scooby and Shaggy are touring around Japan, dealing with tons of crazy yokai Japanese monsters, and I am all for it.
Oh, this is not doing the Falmer series. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Velma.
No, the sooner that thing dies, the better. But yeah, this looks kind of interesting, actually.
Yeah. So from what I can see, Velma, Daphne, and Fred aren't exactly the main characters along with Scooby and Shaggy, but who knows? They could appear here and there throughout this series.
Okay.
But regardless, we still got a crew of 3 newcomers, and they have a corgi along with them. So It'll be
Are you
interesting.
sure that's a corgi and not a Shiba Inu?
Oh god, I did it as well,
Let's
didn't
start
I?
this debate again,
Oh
Rowan.
god.
Is it a corgi or not?
Oh no. I mean it.
No.
I think it is a Shiba. Yeah.
And once again, I am proven right.
I don't, the colors look similar, but anyway, let's not dive into that rabbit hole.
Oh, we're going in that rabbit hole, Daniel, and you'll like
Is
it.
it a rabbit hole or a corgi hole?
Oh god. Oh no.
I have so many questions in my head, and I don't want to think about it.
Let's just press on to something more talkative, like Deadpool and Wolverine, shall we?
Yeah,
Is it a Wolverine or a corgi?
No. Oh god.
Actually, Wolverines are a type of badger.
My name's Rhino the hamster. What are we talking about?
I don't even know.
It's an age-old debate that needs to be dealt with, okay?
Okay.
Wrong and Rowan is to be right.
Anyway, I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine. I saw it with Kirsty on opening night, so that was quite the amazing experience.
I can't wait to see it for myself.
Okay, so another film we're talking about spoiler-free. So,
Yes.
But I've heard good things about it.
oh yeah, it is hilarious and epic because with Deadpool messing around with time from the last movie, this has caught the attention of the MCU's TVA, and so they bring Deadpool into the multiverse and they say, listen, we need you to find Wolverine for us. He's important to our mission. And Deadpool's like, you had me at Wolverine. Where is he?
That's what we need you to do, man.
So yeah, there's a lot of characters in this movie. Too many to mention, but there's a number of them in there that are obscure, and some of them were even cancelled before their time even came about. Let's just say, I mean, not too big of a spoiler, but the X-Men Gambit appears in this movie.
I heard.
Yep. Basically, Marvel was planning to do a solo Gambit series, but it never happened. And so naturally, Gambit is in this as well, because it's like, I was banished here for some reason. This is why I'm in the void, and I've been hiding out with these other guys, which I won't spoil. So,
Okay.
so yeah, there's definitely a lot of characters in here worthy of pointing out, and some even subvert expectations. Like you see Chris Evans and you think, oh my god, is this Captain America? But then it turns out he's someone else, and it's like, oh, and it's hilarious.
Okay then.
So what are your thoughts on it?
I really enjoyed it. I think, as I have said a couple of times before, so I don't need to go into it much. I've said that I don't find Ryan Reynolds amazingly funny as Deadpool, but I do find him like good as Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
But out of if you count this as Deadpool 3, this is my favorite of the three because it was very good. The
Finally,
happens in it.
Finally, we have comic accurate Wolverine after 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Took you long enough.
Back in his spandex yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm very
So-
intrigued.
It wouldn't be a podcast without me bringing up a niche opinion of the film that like nobody probably expected me to bring up, but it's not really a spoiler. I think this is an example of the Mandela effect, but I swear when the first trailer came out, there was a really small clip where the TVA put Venom in a glass. Like, you know the post-credit scene from No Way Home, you see the little Venom symbiote on the desk?
Yeah.
I swear I saw a bit of the trailer where you see them put him in a glass.
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
like,
Ooh.
and I was there like, what's going on there? But the film never had that come up at all. So I'm like, did I imagine it or what? What the heck? Was that to tease us? Was that like
Maybe.
in the Infinity War trailers when Thanos had less stones in his gauntlet? Was it just fake to tease us? Or
I think
what?
potentially, yeah. I mean, on one hand, I do understand why the TVA would have swooped in and grabbed him because it's like, you don't belong in this universe. But then at the same time, I am curious to see where that symbiote's gonna end up in the Marvel universe.
And probably make another
I
movie
thought-
about it.
I thought they put it in the trailer to scare us and be like, well, we were psyching you out, Venom's not going to be in it. So that's how I remembered it. But when I watched the film, you don't see that bit. So I'm now like, am I imagining things? Do I need to go back and watch the trailer again? Because I don't know what happened. It's just
Well,
weird.
anyway, now that Deadpool and Wolverine are technically in the MCU, oh boy, things are gonna get incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Are they technically in the MCU? Oh yeah, because of some hints.
Everything MCU related, if they can somehow relate it to the TVA, then it's canon no matter what.
Oh, true, yeah.
So yes.
You are listening to the TBI show.
Well, it's that time again. Time for the month's most ridiculous headlines.
Yeah.
Yay!
Wow!
Again.
Alright. In this month's news, a painting inside an ancient Egyptian coffin looks eerily like Marge Simpson.
Huh.
Huh.
I swear I've seen that before.
I mean, I knew the Simpsons were capable of predicting stuff, but this is going a bit over the top, isn't it? yeah,
It's going to explain to not.
I can send you the photo.
Oh, that is uncanny.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Well, our suspicions are finally confirmed. The Simpsons are real. They existed back in ancient Egyptian times.
Okay.
I'm sure there's something to be said about the whole ancient Egyptian alien nonsense.
yeah.
Let's not get into that.
Simpsons are the aliens.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, you said it, not me.
who knows? Maybe they'll find other coffins with Homer and Bart and such on them.
Oh, no.
Hmm.
And it's definitely confirmed.
What are your thoughts on that, Dudley?
I can see it.
Short and sweet.
Okay. Here's another headline for you. A man who spent thousands of dollars to be a dog has changed his mind after a stark realization. Being a dog is not easy.
Huh. If you say so.
So,
Corgi?
you know what? Why not? Let's just say, for the sake of this argument, that he is a corgi.
I'll allow it.
Even though he's...
How was he going to achieve this?
I mean, he's wearing like this uncanny, realistic looking dog thing. I'm seeing pictures of like he's got
Baker!
yeah. I'm seeing pictures of him like he's drinking a cola. It's up to the dog's mouth or whatever, and he's like, you know what, man? You're cheating. Dogs don't drink Coke. You're already blowing it.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to picture that in my head.
So this guy came to the realization that, wow, being a dog's not easy. I should just go back to being a human. And it's like, finally coming to his senses.
Oh, thank God. There's hope yet.
Maybe he can speak to that guy who dressed up as a deer and accidentally got shot. Maybe they can talk a little sense into each other.
Oh no.
Wasn't that the radio demon from Has Been Hotel? Because that's what happened to him.
Well,
It could have been.
anyway. Speaking of Netflix movies, this isn't really much of a headline, it's more just an observation, but this came out in March, and it's a movie called Chicken Nugget. And no, it's not about the cute little TikTok dog that we all know and love. It's yeah, sorry about that. This film is about a man whose daughter has been turned into a chicken nugget. She gets lost, and he sets out to find her.
Sure. Why not?
What?
Okay. Right.
Plot's already more interesting than Inside Out.
How
I'll
dare
take it
you?
out.
Wow.
I mean, this is like those classic Baby Bell commercials where they're just running after the spinning cheese wheels, but no, it's literally he's running after this one chicken nugget. It's like, I'll save you, my daughter. Like, what?
And then she gets carried off by a seagull.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I need to find my daughter in a day before she rots. Or
Jeez.
melts in the rain.
Yeah,
I
just,
need to save her.
just be glad she wasn't turned into ice cream. That would have.
Oh no.
That would have been a serious time limit.
That's the
Oh,
sequel.
Oh, Jesus. Now I'm just thinking of that one SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob accidentally believes he's turned Squidward into an ice cream cone, and Patrick comes over and he's like, Patrick, stop eating Squidward, but he's so tasty. Ah! Oh, God. Like,
Stop
who's
eating my daughter!
who's coming up with this? Like, is Netflix really struggling to... We cancelled Dark Crystal Age of Resistance so you could
Yeah.
give us this? Come on.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Okay, I'm rant over.
But then you can't argue they say that originality doesn't exist anymore, and then they come up with this. So
Uh,
then again, this could be Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, except Honey, Our Daughter's a Chicken Nugget.
that should be one of the test titles for the movie. Well, anyway, before we get too carried away, I do have one more headline I would like to bring up.
I think we're far gone with being carried away.
Will it be the save the best to last?
Well, I wouldn't say it's the best, but I still think it's pretty funny. An Italian shark has a virgin birth after 10 years living in an all-female shark tank.
What?
Wake up!
The second coming.
Yes, a new Jesus has arrived. It's in the form of a
no.
shark.
Now there's a movie.
Yeah. Shark
It's like
Jesus.
Sharknado, but Shark Christ.
Yeah.
Are people basking in the child's presence?
Oh, you. Oh, you. Yeah, yeah. Well, so there you... So, somehow this shark had a baby in an all-female shark tank. So,
Will the shark be called Anakin Skywalker?
I...
What?
Would the shark be
Because-
called Anakin Skywalker? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Yeah, because Anakin was a virgin birth as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I
But
dknow
Darth
that.
Vegas is making the sharks. Like, that shark is going to grow up to be a Sith, and I want to see art of that.
That would be a pretty scary
I
image,
killed
yeah.
Every single one of them, not just the men, but the women and the children too. Okay.
Oh no.
Jesus.
It took a grandpa shark and grandma shark and baby shark and daddy shark.
Baby
Oh, no.
shark.
Oh,
That
Jesus.
remind me of the song now.
Where is this podcast even going? We've jumped from so many places to so many others. This is... I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the best ones we've had.
This is what happens when you don't do one for like 2 months. We just have.
We've lost our
thousands of
minds.
things.
Well, there you
I feel
go.
like
That's
it's like I'm having a fever dream right now.
that's what happens when you space them out. We all go nuts. I'm a carrot.
Oh, I get that reference.
Yes.
I went nuts ages ago.
Yeah, not the only one.
Yes. So,
We're all nuts here.
Yeah.
well, I think it's safe to say we better end this podcast before we go mental. So, anything
Yeah,
you guys want to
that's
bring up before we before we bring this to a close?
Oh, God. Well, I guess I could say there's a few things that's coming up on my end, and I got my final results on college, which is very nice.
Oh yes, congrats, Michael.
Thank you.
Hey!
Thank you.
That's not the only
I-
thing to celebrate, as Rowan, you have something you did recently?
I did. Your girl is moving out of her parents' house and got her own flat.
Nice.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Party Central.
Now.
Yay, Party Central at my house.
Yeah. Hopefully me and Kirsty won't be too far behind, because once I pass my driving test, it's on to house hunting. But until then, October, it'll be our first holiday together, so we'll be off to Spain again. Hopefully this doesn't start another Fresh vs. Snake staff drama.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
It's gonna happen with me now.
Well, hope you all enjoyed this podcast. It's been crazy. It's been nuts. So,
Yeah.
anything you want to bring up before we go, Dudley?
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Well, there we go then.
all right.
Okay.
So until next time, we'll see you in the Banungle Bop, and I'm going nuts already.
Oh no.
So
All
until
right, we better shut this down before someone calls the mental health institution.
next time.